I'm being born in the same hospital as my soulmate. Today is Sunday, 21 June 2026 AD. And, and here I, Tanis, she, her, hers, Seattle, ponder the meaning of being born in the same hospital as my soulmate. Hospital here means birthing space that was treated as a birthing space. So a dedicated space. So if it was a home birth, then, and I choose to use the term hospital describing the home birth environment, then it's a shared home birth environment. And this is one that my birth parents made a point of including my Jacob Ingebrigtsen and I were born in the same hospital. And that's something we each have worked on ourselves, and then figuring out like what kind of like soulmate, kind of funky, but not funky because it's soulmate, connections exist, and how can we figure that out. So like, and currently, in talking about, we're down to up to / 4 places I could have been born. North Seattle, which is what I was raised with, Bergen, Norway, and Adelaide, Australia, and South Seattle, and as localities. And whichever the place we have figured out. So we were both babies, and we went from womb to infant outside the womb, or infant in the womb to infant outside the room. So for us to figure this out, it feels very like a big accomplishment. There's the awaiting final confirmation. Like I was raised away, told something, but then like in trying to figure this out, then there's been, well, it could be something different, but also like slow down. So I think perhaps I've got it covered in those 4. So, and I didn't necessarily have pushing beyond the Seattle and Norway, even though I added Australia. So I was like, safety for if my papa's Papa Craig Gillespie, as like a, for Australia protective cover, so to speak. And this is one that is kind of a like, let's say Elvis Presley is my soulmate, and it's kind of similar in the sense of I don't quite, am I Tanis Presley currently? And like I would like some concrete confirmation, but that might come with moving in with my soulmate. I was like, can I throw a Tanis Presley stability in there? So like my dad, Papa Gillespie, goes. So if I was adopted, I'm birth name of Tanis Gillespie, and I'm currently Tanis Presley, my Papa Gillespie might go, you're grounded and I'm living with you. So then returning to kind of that shared house where Josh and Craig, share a room together, and they have bunk beds and like a desk for each of them in their room. And then I live in the living room with my Jacob Elordi, and there's a western gray squirrel sleeping in the background, and chickarees, red, like North American red squirrel, climbing indoor vines, that kind of thing. I was like, where does Elvis Presley fit in? Maybe in the living room with a sofa bed. And because of his military history, he likes the routine or regimen of of unfolding the sofa bed before going to bed with a shadow of Kona dog, and then in the morning putting the sofa bed away, and Kona dog is kind of his friend, and he's like, I'll mind the barn. And so he really takes to the deer and the bunnies and stuff like that. And he's like, becomes Mr. Presley. And I wake up in the morning and he's like looking at me from the couch, and he's like, you're Presley, it's gonna stay Presley. And I'm like, all right, that would be a good one for cardiology self-experimentation, and for are there surname dependencies and all of that, which is reasonable if words and meaning contribute to something like stress or confusion. Then a surname is a word, a sound, a meaning. So there we go. And something from food for thought and to put into action and slash design and execution. Elvis Presley's like, design my day. or a week, a month, a year. So there we go. But it's something similar as the surname situation and the birth location. However, Jacob and I did figure out same hospital.